But it's happening the same thing as I was saying with the culture. We have to believe in ourselves more and feel okay with what we are, even if we're a mix of many things. That's what makes us unique, I guess, and see that as an opportunity and something that we are strong at and not a weakness. But yeah, it takes like a lot of time and I still feel that I'm not there.
Hola, and welcome to episode 6 of Latinxes Who Design. I am your host, Michel Ferreira, a Brazilian designer living in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for listening. We'd love to hear from you, so feel free to send us a message via anchor.fm/Latinxes Who Design/message or tweet at us at Latinx, no S, Who Design. This week on the pod, I had the pleasure of chatting with Marina Verdu. Marina is an Argentinian designer, illustrator, and maker currently living and drawing in Ottawa, Canada. She is nowadays working at Shopify as a UX marketing designer. And before that, she was a front-end designer and illustrator at Eventbrite. And now, Marina Verdu. Hi, Marina.
Hi, how are you, Michel? I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for joining me. Marina, would you mind telling our listeners where you are calling from and a little bit more about your background?
Yes, so I'm now currently based in Ottawa, Canada. I'm from Argentina, from Mendoza, that it's a city near the mountains on the west side of the country. And I'm here since the end of 2018. So more than 2 years. I came here for Shopify to start working at the company as a UX marketing designer in the shipping team, and now I'm under the Shopify fulfillment network team, that it's part of shipping, but we've graduated into a new team, we can say.
Nice. That's great to hear. And Marina, would you be able to tell me, as a UX marketing designer, you said, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? How does your week look like?
Yes. So as a marketing UX designers, we don't work directly in product as much, but we work on all the other elements and materials, from awareness of the product, then to onboarding, and then to use the product itself. So everything related to marketing, communications, and all those pieces in the journey. There are many kinds of ways that we work on those, but for an example would be websites, microsites, even budgets or pieces in the product that are more marketing related, emails, social media components, all those things.
And am I to understand, because I've seen some of your work before as part of their Medium blog, what kind of work you do for their blog?
Yeah, so we've been talking about this one a bit, but I draw a lot all the time that I can find. So for the blog, I was seeing that the UX team was making those articles, and then they were not having so many illustrations, or they were using stock imagery. So then I saw the opportunity. Every time that I see like a drawing opportunity, I take it and I just ask the person who is working on that one, hey, would you like to have an illustration for that? So that has been happening to many other things. So yeah, I reached out to the first person that I saw that was writing an article, and it was part of our team, and saying, hey, can I make a drawing? And if you like it, you can add it to your blog post. And then it started to being like more and more teammates were asking for illustrations. So yeah, I'm now making even some guidelines for the illustration style that we have with the illustration team.
Nice. That's great. Great to hear. I love the illustrations on the blog. They look really cool. And if you haven't seen it, go check out the Shopify blog at ux.shopify.com and see Marina's illustrations there. They're really good.
Thank you.
So Marina, let's go back to the beginning though. You come from Argentina, like you said, from Mendoza. How did you start?
Yeah, so I started graphic design in my hometown. I thought that I was going to live there forever. I started graphic design at a public university that we have, a beautiful university that it's called Universidad Nacional de Cuyo. I'm really proud of that university. And while I was on third year, I believe, I started seeing that there was a kind of niche for graphic designers related to website design. What I thought at the time was like website design. So for being able to do that, I started digging a bit more and realizing that I needed to know something about some coding languages like HTML, PHP, and those, and CSS. So I realized then that there was another public university that was giving courses related to those specific languages. So I was going to my current university in the day, and then after in the afternoon or in the evenings, I was going to those other courses. Even there was one on Saturday that I was so happy to learn about those that it was amazing. It opened like another kind of space in my brain where there were other logics and other things in there for us, like waiting for us, for designers. So then that allowed me to start making websites for local merchants in the area. I remember that I made like many websites for cottages in Mendoza, in the mountains. So after like a couple years making those, started working for some other companies. And then when I got graduated in 2014, I believe that it was, I started working for a software factory. So they were making many different websites and softwares. They were based in the US, but they were having designers and developers in Mendoza. So started working with them. And then after almost 3 years working with them, I started working at Eventbrite. They also have offices in Mendoza with designers, developers, and customer service. And then after almost 2 years or a bit more at Eventbrite, I was reached out by Shopify. I thought that they thought that I was in Canada or something like that, or that the job was going to be remote. So I started having conversations with them, but then I realized that that was not the thing, that they wanted us to be here. So I came for the interviews. And and here am I working in Canada, in a really different country.
And how have you adapted to the culture? Is it very different for you? How are you feeling in Canada for the last few years?
Yes, it has been really different in many, many ways. Not the ways that I thought it was going to be different. I thought that it was going to be the language, the main issue, or the weather, as you know as well. It's really cold and like a lot of snow. But The weather has been okay. I mean, you have to wear different kind of clothes with different materials. That's okay. And language, it has been hard. I have like better days than others. I don't have all the skills that I would have in my own language, I guess, even for describing designs and all those like nuances we have in our own native language. But it has been okay. I mean, people have to like listen more to what I say and try to understand. But the main thing that I realized after being here was, the culture and how to interact with people and what to expect. And I don't know, even like tiny things in Mendoza, I would go to the office and I would say hi to each of them that were in the office with a kiss and a hug, because that's the way we say hi every morning. We take that time. Now it seems so unreal, but and I was coming here, and the first day or the first weeks or even the first months, I was expecting others to behave the same way that I do. And so that was like really different. And then I had this moment when I thought that I had to become one of them to feel better, because that was like really making me feel not so good. But then after all those like situations, I realized that I have to be like the way that I am, because that's what make me happy, even like saying good morning every day. And then not expecting others to behave the way that we're culturally made or something. So I guess that we have to be us, and that's okay. And then not expect others to behave the same way.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. That's definitely something we Brazilians do too. We hug and kiss. And I don't know now with COVID, I wouldn't suggest, but again, in a past experience or in a past life that used to happen.
Yes.
As a marketing designer on a company that, of course, is really big, but that has mostly, I believe, product designers around you. What are the challenges you face working in that group? Are there any specific ones to your role?
Yes. So I don't know if it's ultra related to the product design roles, but to the company being based in here and the level that everyone has and the amount of knowledge that they have. I was feeling at the beginning that I was like the dumbest person in the world. But I guess that it's because everything so different, and the things that I was good at didn't make any sense in here. I don't know how to explain this, but when on the previous episode you were talking with Koji, and he was saying that he was a really different person back in Brazil than the one that he is in his current country. I was really like hearing that, and that really made sense. I don't know if it's because of the role. I've been always related to this marketing kind of mid sort of path between product. I've even been a front-end designer, but then I'm also keen to do things that are visual, and I'm really passionate about those things. So I've been a brand designer, and then always in between those two worlds. But I guess that I still, and I will have forever, so many things to learn from product designers and from other roles. But it's happening the same thing as I was saying with the culture. We have to believe in ourselves more and feel okay with what we are, even if we're a mix of many things. That's what makes us unique, I guess, and see that as an opportunity and something that we are strong at and not a weakness. But it takes like a lot of time, and I still feel that I'm not there.
do you see anything on your day-to-day to point to that? Or is it more, do you think, a little bit of a, the imposter syndrome where you are questioning yourself? What do you think?
Yes. When I first read something about the imposter syndrome or hear about it, I was even like feeling it's not a syndrome that I have, it's the way that I am built or wired. I don't know if it happens to all Latin Americans, or even I'm not from the main city of my country. So in Mendoza, we're not the loudest person like in the room, or we always expect others to be smarter than us for some reason. So I don't know if it's a syndrome that I'm going to be able to, I don't know, go through, or it's like a way of behaving and to feel things. And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel that in some instances, it helps me realize of all the things that I have to learn still. And it opens my mind to others and to the knowledge that others can provide. But at the same time, I would be feeling better many times if I would feel like that I own the thing or stronger, or but it's not been happening that much.
So you mentioned how you started, but I wanted to know from you, Marina, what inspires you to still work in design and to keep working in design?
Yeah, so many things. But I believe that the thing that inspires me the most is being part of a community. It has been happening in like different things that I've been doing. For example, drawing. If I can be part of a community of people that are illustrators, or even from other that do other things, but getting to know them and to hear how passionate they're about some things, that makes me passionate about what I'm doing. So I believe that community has a strong kind of, it I don't know, it's really important in my case to feel that I can belong and to be able to share with others the same kind of passions. And so that really inspires me when I can hear, for example, these podcasts, or when I can be part of a community, and that makes me feel really inspired.
So if you could have a time machine and you could give yourself some advice for when you were starting out, what advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, this is interesting. So I will say that I don't like advice that much, but yes, if it would be with myself, I would, of course. There are so many things. So one would be related to that, to like believing more on what we can do and being ourselves, like being myself, and that's okay. And feel free to feel things, to share those feelings, because most of the times the other, like the rest of the people and the ones that are surrounding you, are feeling the same kind of things, and nobody is just like speaking about those. Then another one would be that I've been doing, but I guess that I have to always keep reminding me this, is to keep showing up every time, even when we don't think that what we're doing is enough, or when we think that we could be better or do better. Keep showing up, because then things make sense. And then some sort of like dots in our story start to connect to each other. But it's important to be there in the world and to show what you're doing, to share what you're thinking, and being isolated and working on things that you like, but not being able to share those, that won't make you grow. And even if you're sharing something that it's not ready, that it's not good in like from your point of view, it will be in the future. And it's important just to start and to keep showing up. So I think that would be, and then another one that I would also say to myself, so many things that I would say to myself. But another one would be, in Shopify, we have this value that it's act like knower, but I really like that one. It's related to the previous one. So you are the owner of your own story, and we can have really different circumstances, really different opportunities in life, and our lives can be look like really different, but you can select the things that you want for you, and you have to have the courage to make those things happen. From Latin America, we all have really different contexts and really different backgrounds. But I guess that it depends a lot on us, and we are able to do many things. We have to believe in ourselves and to be the owners of our own lives and careers. If you want to, work on typography, just start doing that. And then clients will come. And then after you start doing things, they will start being paid. And you know what I mean? If you want to be an illustrator for a book or a publisher, just start illustrating for a book that you like and that doesn't have illustrations, for example, and share those. And now that we have social media and internet, you can be everywhere. So be the owner. If you want to do things, just start doing them. They will look better after some time. But if you never start, they will never know you. You will never be able to do those things like in real life. So yeah.
That's really, really good. Having belief in yourself. How did you go about that? How did you think you develop that belief in yourself and that confidence to be able to show the work and to put yourself out there?
I guess that my family has a really important role there. Both my mom and my dad and my brother, they've all believed in us. And my mom, it's super independent, and she always believed that we could do whatever we wanted. I never saw any difference between a woman and man in my family. They were the same. They were working and doing what they were passionate about. My mom's a teacher, and so I guess that I found a lot of things that have inspired me there. And I never felt confident about what I do, but I've never felt worried about sharing things, if that makes sense. I've always been feeling that I had to be there and keep on showing up, as I was saying. Being there was enough. Even if I was making mistakes, I would be able to grow from sharing those mistakes, if that makes sense. So I guess that I haven't been super confident on the final material that I was delivering, but I was confident in the process and I was confident in like being there. For some reason, I've been always, I've showed up in many things, many times. And I guess that's a way that we can even grow and learn by making those mistakes and being there and taking that, having that courage.
That's really a great answer. And I love that you shared your story in there, but also how just keep doing it and keep trying it and, you know, practicing it. Right. So I love that. That's how it connected for you. You work on a thing, you know, illustration, which, you know, I personally love. I think it's great, but I also have a really hard time understanding when do you consider a work or a piece done? What is your definition of a good illustration and when it's done, Marina?
Oh, that's a good question. Like never. Probably never. Or even with visual designs, as we don't use components that are already built for us, it's like it all can be improved. But it happens the same thing as we were talking. We have to deliver things, and we work in tech where there are like those iterative processes where we have to present things even if they're not ready yet. But probably if we keep on working on those, and with illustration, it happens the same thing. If I keep on working on something, it will take forever, and like really forever. And that's not the point of making things. We have to be able to, do something, finish, and then move on. And then the next piece will be better somehow. But we have to like close those loops and then start over. And then that background from the previous loop will make us go forward. If I were given like the time of the world, I would spend like, I don't know, so many days in so little details that nobody cares about.
And if I had to ask you your dream job, am I already assuming here you're going to say it would be just painting those things and drawing those things without end?
Yeah, probably that. And a weird thing related to plants, like having a plant shop with a coffee, like, I don't know, a coffee shop. And being able to draw and to be part of a community and whatever that is. So a dream job would be like a mix of all those things. As like with everything, it's not one thing. It's a mix of many phases. Mm-hmm.
That's great. So what would you say to anyone listening, you know, any Latinx designer or anyone from Argentina specifically that's starting out today? What can they learn from your experience of working in design, of living this life? And what would you like them to take away from it?
Yeah, so I guess that for everyone, something that it's useful is to don't wait for others to give you your dream, like your dream job, or don't expect others to build the things that you have to do first. As I was saying, if you want to really work on I don't know, editorial design or illustration, just start with it. Nobody's going to say no. And then share those answers that you found in that process. And maybe, like most probably, someone is going to see those, and maybe you're going to get hired for something related to that. So something that could be helpful is that I've never waited for anyone else to let me know what I was capable of doing, even with the low confidence that I have in myself. Just be there and do the thing. Probably it will make sense after a few years or after a few months. Be there, do the thing that you want to do, and then it will make sense.
Perfect. Put yourself out there. Try, do the thing. I love it. Marina, this was so good. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me and to have this conversation. Thanks again for sharing your story, and would love to hear more from you any other time.
Yeah, no, thank you for making this happen, to have all these great people, not because of me, but because of the previous ones and the ones that are coming next. But yeah, thank you so much. This is really important for all of us, for people starting and for people already in the path. Thank you.
No worries. And don't put yourself down. Like I said, if you haven't seen Marina's illustrations yet, go to her blog and to Shopify's blog to check it out. Thanks again, Marina. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Michel.
Hey, I almost forgot. If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe. Also, rate us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Thank you.